Good morning, red galactic serpents. How was your night? How was your morning? How was your day leading up to this moment? Like a serpent moving through time? Or are we? What endures? What remains? What gets to move on with us? What stays with us? And even that which remains will someday be what word wanted to come through here? Resurrected, resurrendered, surrendered, recycled. Nothing is ever gone. It just leaves the space of our experience. I looked up something. I looked up the difference between transforming and transcending. We're constantly transforming, and there are the blue signs, 5 of them, which are strong transformers. And in what it says transcendence. So it says here transform indicates a significant and profound alteration, and transcend suggests surpassing or going beyond limits. Transcending beyond limits. We have 20 archetypes in the Soul King, and each one shows up once on tone 13. Transcending beyond limits. I want to say that a thing cannot transcend itself beyond its own limits. I say that with something, not a universal truth, just a thought. It requires an agent, like a catalyst, like the blue storm. It's the process of catalyzation. A catalyst, strictly speaking, doesn't change itself, but changes the thing it changes. But we can come together, and one can be changed, both can be changed. If you and I somehow go join, and then we both are changed in the exchange, we both, well, let's stay with change, then neither of us is the catalyst, but something still is the catalyst, the experience perhaps. Okay. Transcending, enduring presence. If we go through the process of 13 days process of creation, the timeline of creation. Interestingly, it starts attract, unify, purpose. That is the start of anything. Attract, unify, purpose. Quantum physics would then tell us it doesn't have to be a conscious observer or consciousness to start a thing. They say the universe can start itself. I don't know, maybe they're just stopping at a frontier where they're not prepared to go further until they can go further without consciousness. Some of them. I'm just exploring that myself, but I don't know if that's at all relevant, consciousness or not. Age of Pisces versus Age of Aquarius, Age of Belief versus Age of Knowing. Truth. I mean, my goodness, humans, if we have been fighting like maniacs over our beliefs, how are we going to do when we find we have different truths? Oh, I hope we are growing some on this planet. I really do. I hope. No, transcendence. The cosmic human. We've been through it. Has got to be one of my favorite videos for no other reason than I'm just totally like, that's the cosmic tone to my own wave spell. I hate to admit my un-Buddhistic concept or principle or adherent, whatever. I am deeply attached to my own wave spell. The sun, and it's in as much relevant as the serpent, is part of the earth family, and I want to make a deeper investigation. At some point, I think tone 12 yesterday, that cooperation, I think that tone 12 is a very good tone to also reconnect to the earth family deeply, because I wonder if I should just make a separate video just about that. But then I'm not doing it so keen, but it would be worth an investigation for me. Okay, note yourself anyway, hopefully. The transcendent human, cosmic human, transcending our own limitations. We're not transforming into something else. We're transcending, and the transcendence process is not ever away from the thing that is transcending. It is through it. It's deeper into it. In my view, our connection with the divine and my understanding, I want to say in my knowing, but it isn't. From my perspective, it can never be universal. A channeled entity can come in and say, this is the truth, whether you know it or not. I cannot put myself in that same position, and I don't need to. Of course I don't need to. Why would I need to? Anyway, it's within. To transcend the human, we go within. I mean, there's no any other way to transcend our humanity but going within. We can't go without. What am I gonna, if I go outside, what am I? It is a within process. If I use tools, you can't, what tools to transcend? If we're talking some of the known tools like yoga or meditation, tantra, sexuality, we can transform through food, but we won't transcend. those paths are all leading us within. They're all leading us deeply into our humanity, and if they don't, then we won't transcend through them. So, if it's tone 13, on tone 12, we've put together everything. We've gathered everything. Tone 12 is said to be the day, and now I get it, I think, where it's a good day to reflect of the wave, to gather everything that's happened, to gather this process in the Skywalker, or in the wave spell of the Skywalker. I can be very theoretical and very broad in this chat here, but I'm wanting to touch a lot of bases so that, never, but whoever's listening can map out their own path through it. Hopefully, would be nice. But so what have we attracted? What is the purpose? Or what are we attracted to that has a purpose that we are a part of? We can always remember we are both the center, whatever, but we're also part of something bigger, we're part of something smaller. Things are part of us. So to the degree that, what is the purpose of life? What does life want for us in this wave spell or in this creation? What wants to manifest through us? It's one way of asking that. Or what? And then observe what comes, what gets attracted, what happens on magnetic days, for example. But to me, the whole system is a way of training the awareness that any day I can actually become aware of what is my purpose, what am I attracting, what am I doing, why is this happening to me, why is something coming, why is an experience coming to me, why is it happening, why am I making it happen, what is the purpose that this is the answer to. It's like, and often when it's something, I didn't ask for this accident, I didn't ask for this not to work, if it's something we don't like or don't want, I say, yeah, we did. It does belong to a purpose, it does belong to a magnetism within our experience that's running, that's active, therefore it's coming by law of attraction. Law of attraction, not option of attraction. Or whatever. So we started something in the Skywalker, and it has to do with making our own lives somewhat better. I don't want to mince words now. And then we have the challenge, receptivity, awe. If we can't be in this space of awe, which is like the magic of things, enchantment. Why would I want anything if it isn't that I feel better in the having of it, to use Abraham's words? If I believe I'm going to feel better, so if I can already feel better, I can already be enchanted. Use a bit of magic on me. Enchant myself in this moment. I've been doing a lot of that throughout this whole endeavor of doing these episodes every day. It's really, really, really fine-tuning me as I want to be fine-tuned, and as I bring more of my own heaven to earth, it also shows up by contrast where I don't. And that's been an interesting explorative process. So as we bring through the magnet, consciously intending something more light, more consciousness, more joy, more health, more well-being, we will attract, and the lunar tone can tell us exactly how to deal with it. The lunar tone to the Skywalker, the wizard, is what helps, is the medicine in a way. Another medicine would be, of course, the occult, the entire occult. It's a wave spell that runs in that runs. I have to explain that another day. How these musketeers, all of them, go in a progression, in a logical progression. They're not just skipping around, and it's very an interesting progression. But so we've walked through this whole wave of whatever challenges we've met. We can be receptive to how do we deal with it, how do we answer it, how do we heal it. If we're still in healing processes, we may not yet be in a place of bringing heaven to earth, but we may also say, hey, this is just one aspect of my life or my body that's not well. The rest is. Or everything is not well, but this one thing is. My big toe is really a happy camper down there. He's just fine. All my feet are just really just fine. Whatever the case is. The rest of my body is up to shit, but that's okay. I don't know, appreciation of what is without avoidance. But we're talking creation process, not avoidance. Just we needed a small bit of attention on what's the shadow, what's the avoidance. Not a major part, because then we attract a lot of it. That's note to self, Tatjana. I have to write that down. I occasionally spend way too much time shadow working. Then we're electrified in our process, and the thing gets power. The intention gets power, so it gets traction. Then it starts to self-exist, which means by that time we're almost hands off the wheel. It exists somewhere in the quantum field. The idea exists, the concept exists, the notion exists, whatever it is. And all of this happens instantly, right? This whole wave swell thing, all of it is now. It's just for the benefit of our human experience in stretched out time that we have a linear progression here to observe. It's just for fun. Then we go on. Should I do that? Should I go on now? Overtone? Am I avoiding because I believe I can't do it? The thing goes in the center, radiance command. Something. It's too theoretical. I'm too far from it. Navigating. It depends on the wave spell. Then whatever the navigation is the center of the skywalking process. We need to understand, are we consciously navigating, or are we allowing the forces to navigate us higher than us? The unseen forces, the white wind in this wave spell on tone 10, planetary, so always present. The unseen forces in the elevated kind of skywalking, and I'm talking evolution of humanity. I almost don't want to use the word spirituality, but it's like, yeah. It's, the unseen forces, well, however we define them. Quantum physicists may not speak of the divine, but it all boils down to the same thing. We use a language that works for us, but to deny anything unseen, to deny a benevolent forces, to deny even the universe being benevolent, there being benevolent forces. It's very easy to slip into, but look at, if God were existing at all, or if God were the good God that he, she, it, they are made out to be, why is all these awful things happening? So that's when that question arises. If we throw the towel and say, nope, I give up on the whole system, we go down a different trajectory of experience than when we say, let's investigate, how can this make sense? And we rarely ask God directly, please explain to me, how do you make sense? How is this happening? Please explain it to me. If we did, we'd get an answer. and directly. Yeah. Now then, we're moving to the rhythmic mirror. Yeah. Truth. Our truth versus, partial truth versus universal truth. My truth versus your truth. This moment's truth versus another moment's truth. Rhythmic truth is the importance to allow change in everything. Any rigidity is just not. We need to stay fluid in a dance. Like, you need to allow change, let move. You can't move if you're not going to change feet, stuff like that. And then we're going into the resonance storm. And I'm doing it. I'm bored. I don't want to do this. I'm going to quit here. Do it yourself. Feel free. And if you want me to do it, really, if it, I'll do it. But ask me for it. Anyway, we're in the Cosmic Serpent today. So what endures out of all of this process? And every wave spell, every process, what endures? What have we created? What have we become? What have we let go of? What is the magnet? This relationship between 1 and 13, the beginning and the end, and the transcendence. So, and in the Skywalker, the transcendence is the serpent. This is deeply significant. To the sun, the transcendence is the human. What we magnetize, attract the purpose of life is to become the transcendent human, to transcend humanity. But that doesn't mean to become something that is no longer human. It doesn't mean die and never be reborn as human. That is some school of thought. I personally don't run with that one. The aim of being human wouldn't for me be earth school. Like, the aim of school is not to not be in school anymore, even though that eventually is the reality. We don't stay in school. We do leave it, but nobody goes to school because, I used to believe we live in order to die. I saw that as my life purpose. Well, no wonder I investigated this dying and death thing, because, like, if that's my life purpose, I better know what my purpose is. And if I make that my purpose, I will die. Oh, another note to self. Yellow sun, you make it your purpose to die. No, well, stop that. Nonsense. Yes, death is an integral part of life, but it sure isn't its purpose. It's just a part of its mechanism. It's an essential part of its workings. But as a human, to transcend the humanity, any point in time, any current humanity is always current humanity, whatever, in 50,000 years, what is human going to be like? What will it be like to be human? And we don't need to know. For me, my vision doesn't need to extend to 50,000 years, because that's a mighty long time. But maybe 5,000 years. Human in 5,000 years. Who do I want to be in 5,000 years? And that, to me, is not a joke, because a very, very important question. Who I come back, I transcend, I grow, I come back. That's my paradigm. That's the paradigm I live. Not a universal truth, just a local Tatiana truth, shared by a few people on the planet, I guess. But still, we come back, I come back. Something makes the decisions through my experience. I can call it me, I can call it I can call it I am, whatever that is. It has a trajectory. Do I need to give it purpose, or does it have its own purpose? Do I need to have a goal for where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 50 years? If I run on autopilot, and autopilot is like worth a whole episode. Autopilot. If I run on the programmings that are default installed, I can completely go hands off the wheel as a human, as Tatiana, and be on default mode. I choose not to, because I believe that would be repeating the programs that have already worked in the past. The transcendent tone, tone 13 today, cosmic, endure, and what endures, endure, presence, transcend. So whatever has endured is active in me. But my purpose, the purpose of my humanity, yellow cosmic human, the purpose of yellow magnetic sun has got to be the cosmic human, right? So it's transcendence. Unfortunately, that's not a job description in the Western world. I can't get paid for that. But I have to trust that if that is my purpose, life will see to it that I get to fulfill my purpose and keep me here. And therein lies a challenge for me. Do you see with the sun? It's very beautiful. Consciousness, life. The red dragon is, I spoke about medicine earlier. The challenge and the medicine, the stabilizing factor is the lunar tone, the second tone. It's the red dragon for the sun. The occult is also the red dragon. So that doubles up for life itself. Birth, nurturing being, primal trust is quintessential. It's in both positions. It's stabilizing. It's also the occult power of the sun. So it's kind of like a part of me stabilizes me. I don't have to look away. For me, everything. That's why for me, my understanding is everything is within. Everything we are ultimately superpowered. Everything is within our reach. Everything is already here. We are the quantum field. We are the decision maker. So there I have answered my own question. Who makes the decision? I got that yesterday also when I realized that the part of my mind or the mind that is asking certain questions is not equipped to answer those questions. It's not even equipped to understand them or to handle them at all. It can, at best, recognize something it doesn't understand and ask a question. And I do very well to understand it's my mind that's asking the question, not me. I am the answer in this case. And so is the serpent, the cosmic serpent is the answer, I guess, to the skywalker. We are process, these are processes. Maybe each of these waves is just a different way of explaining the very same thing. The very same thing. To me, every wave spell, it's like I don't need to do any of them. I understand the wave spell of the yellow sun. That's all I need. I can explain that at infinitum. I'd be explaining all of life and everything makes sense and there's no more questions. On yellow sun days, for me, I'm like absolutely free. I'm boundlessly free. It's like a psychedelic experience, but grounded as a human. There are no questions, there are no insecurities, nothing wobbles. It's ultimate, it's the penultimate experience of me being me. Like a totally grounded spiritual human. Like there's no contradiction, there's no conflict, there's no disharmony, there's no question that doesn't find its way to the answer. I am source and delta, I am river, I am flow, I am everything. I get to experience that on Sundays. It's really great. It's really beautiful. So why do I explore any state that isn't that? I have to know any state. The more I explore shadow, the deeper my sun experience becomes. The more amazing my experience as myself, cosmic human, whatever I want to define myself as, becomes. Because I explore the dark. Because I explore what I am not. Or whatever. And no further questions, Your Honor. I rest my case. We've won and we've lost. I mean, that is just the holy paradox, yeah? It's like insane. I'm sorry, it's insane. The cosmic human is just like, what the fuck? like keep your feet and your root, that trees are transcended, that cosmic human has got to be a tree or something, but we, like roots in the earth, like deep and dark and down there and rooted and grounded, and at the same time reaching eternally up to the sun, reaching towards its source of nurturance. It, both our mother, everything is like, this cosmos, this universe, this earth is just a mirror reflection of who we are. And when we really, really get that, we're like, what are we going to do? Where to from there? I mean, and we're already doing it, whether we're getting it or not. The part of, when I say when we get that, it's just like that little part of the mind that asks these questions that can't be answered for the mind. But there is a part in many of us that's seeking, that is wanting this understanding, that's wanting this ease, that's wanting this flow. Life should be easy and flowing. Why are we, like we put our own obstacles, that's fine. But I really genuinely, it's like, okay, wait, I'm talking about something that I still have to solve. Riddle that's note to self. Cosmic transcending and serpent, the body, life force. The serpent represents our life force. Can I say that again? Our life force. Do we grasp that? And it's in our body, it's not in our mind. For many of us, the body is just like an avatar. It's like, not like an avatar. No, wait. Now it's confusing since we have these films, but I want to use an image out of the avatar, which is the films, which is these machines that the humans get into, these huge robots that they can use to walk around and shoot and fight. It's like the body carries around our mind. I think a lot of humans would be absolutely content to enter virtual reality 100%. To not need to have a body anymore. And if we get there, if that is really the intention, then maybe all experience can be had without a body. I'm not sure. I don't know what experience we experience as spirit without a body. If we have a body, we've wanted to have a body. A conscious human wants to have a body. Maybe there are NPCs out there who would say that they don't want to be here. I don't know, whatever their role is. Maybe they're just characters playing, but whatever, part of the scenery, the extras in the film or in the play. But I certainly would say having a body is like an extremely difficult and extremely delicious experience. And to transcend would have to mean I transcend either the difficulties so that I understand it isn't difficult, but I have had to have gone through that experience, I guess. It would have to be like deeply rooting spirit God, opening up all the portals. And you know what? The wave spell of the red serpent, 2 wave spell out of 20 have 10 portal days. So 10 out of 13 days are portal days. And one of those wave spells is the wave spell of the red serpent. The other one is the yellow seed we had yesterday. So there's a lot to be said about the life force and the body, our cellular structure, our innate, our relationship with the earth, our physiology, our biology. I completely remove myself, I have once been there, from the notion that spirit or we are somehow trapped in the flesh. We are somehow trapped in our biology. No, we're not. We're not at all. We're not trapped in it because we can mold it. We just haven't yet understood how. What is true, I think is true, maybe universally true, that for a long time, at least anyone who resonates on the frequencies in any way similar to my own, we have been for a long time as humans not been the humans I'm thinking of right now. Doesn't mean there haven't been humans on this planet who have completely had the software, who've completely been transcendent already, but we wouldn't have met them. So my ancestry, my cultural history, the last couple thousand years or whatever, maybe the humanity that I've been told about at least, has been a bit maybe locked into paradigms that hasn't had the tools to transcend fully. It hasn't been, maybe the whole earth hasn't been yet able to transcend, because like in grade 1, you're not leaving school after the first grade. You leave it after graduation, and there's a journey to graduation. So we may actually now be in graduation, or we may be graduating, at least some of us, or maybe even the earth. More and more of us are, I see more and more of us are reaching graduation grade. And that is cosmic human. That is absolutely, there's no part of our software that could even consider killing another human. It's a human that is completely cooperative. We're using the resources, and the earth has the resources to feed and nurture, house and hold us all. And we will cooperate, and we will transcend. We will transcend, which means being who and what we are, and more than that. Transcending. I love that. And we do it in our own private lives. We do it individually and collectively. And the more we're in that process, the more we attract experiences. We do it all the time, but the understanding that all experiences serve our evolution. In this Skywalker, the earth, evolution, we're evolving together with the earth. It's not devoid. Spirit, white wind, does not represent evolution. Spirit doesn't evolve. I don't there you but maybe they do, yeah. Cran says God evolves too, or changes. I don't know if you call it evolution, but changes. But definitely what definitely changes is our relationship to fill in the blank. The earth, ourselves, the divine, each other. And we don't need to understand beyond what we need to understand right now. My mind often goes far out, far out, far out, exploring, and fair enough. But as a human, I don't need to have $1 million unless I want to do something that requires $1 million. I only need a much lower amount because I want to pay my rent, I want to buy my food, and I want to have some fun. So a little bit of luxury, which we would call luxury, is absolutely part of the necessary requirement. How, it's part of what I desire. It's part of what I want. And it's totally part of what I deserve. It's very strange to talk about that. Something in me goes cringing right now. But I believe that every human ought to have that. We ought to have the ability to travel freely across the planet, whether it's on foot or by means of transport. I absolutely personally do not believe in these borders that you cannot cross, having to get visas and all that crap. To me that is just like so backwards, absolutely backwards. But I get it. It comes out of a time where it served a purpose, let's say. Are we going to keep dragging the past in front of us? No, we're changing that. So what do I foresee? In 5,000 years, definitely no more borders on this planet. It'll be one planet. I would like to see it in 50 years. I would like us to progress into the cosmic human. Will we make it in 50 years? Can we take the quantum jump? Or do we have to take a slow, painstaking evolution step by step? I invite the quantum jump. But it doesn't matter because either way it'll be fine. Maybe both happens. Timeline splitting. There will be those who make the quantum jump. For them, borders will no longer exist. And there will be those who are taking the slow path. For them, borders will exist. And sometimes that is happening. And sometimes we look at people and we say, why do they have so much money? And that's not fair. I think we may be misunderstanding that they have taken, that is fair. They have taken perhaps a quantum jump that we don't understand. They are I don't want to use the word deserving because it means we're not deserving, but it's like they have done or achieved something that has given them that. We are on a different trajectory. Do we want to be in their trajectory? Then we should investigate what does it take to be there. Often we don't get there because we come out of a place of lack. I want to be there because I'm afraid of not having enough. So I want to have so much because I believe in having so much. That is a guarantee that I will never fear not having enough. And you know what? That is not a universal truth. I know people who have several 100,000 euros in the bank. That's a lot of money. And they're afraid to spend. They won't pay the pizza bill for everyone. They're afraid to not work for a year and maybe educate themselves or something because they're afraid, what if there isn't enough money? So that fear is completely irrational and completely divorced from reality. That's a blue monkey gone wrong, so to speak. That's illusion, really taking over. That's you're not seeing reality for what it is. The fear filter is so powerful. You're not even seeing your own auto-generative power. You've generated that income. You can generate it anytime. Note to self. I mean, I too am in lack consciousness too often. And I have no reason to be because I always have everything I need and want and desire, except I sometimes believe I should have something now, even though I don't even need that now. And then I believe, I don't want to explore it, unpack that one. It's embarrassing. I'm a little bit embarrassed about that because I know all the works of the whole thing, but I'm still practicing negative faith in places. And I'm going to skywalk my way around this and say I'm going to be really curious how I'm going to solve that, because that's a software program that I really don't enjoy running at all. I really don't enjoy it. So I'm going to take some active steps of reprogramming that actively. So every time I come upon my negative faith, believing in something negative could happen, or or life, even as I speak, I'm seeing how it's telling me, relax, we got your fucking back. Get on with the program already. Don't sweat the small stuff. Seriously? Oh my goodness. Okay. But there's a lot of compassion, right? White dog, antipode of the yellow sun. Can be really hard, just get the fuck on with the program. Nix compassion. slap, left, right, kick in the butt. What compassion does, the mother bird that has to kick her last little birdling out of the nest because it doesn't dare to fly. It can't be compassionately saying, okay, I'll stay with you until you're ready. No, both of them will no, that will be the end of it, So she kicks the bird out. And there's a mother bird in me sitting with a little fledgling that is like, no. I ain't going nowhere. Let me stay in the nest. I can feel that. I can see that. I can see the pattern. I don't know if that is part of my identity, if I'm even doing that, or if I'm simply channeling the pattern. That's an interesting question for another day. I have no answer to that. But I do well to know where and when I do that. And then I have to be my own, I have to learn to be my own mother, right? Dragon and monkey are attached. So I have to kick myself out of my own comfort zone. I have to leave my own comfort zone now and then. And not be brutal about it, but I have to find a compassionate way about it, but be doing it. And the way I do that sometimes is okay, I see what you're doing. You're stalling. I see what you're doing. You're stalling. I see what you're doing. I'm going to let you stall one more round. Maybe I'm playing a game. Sudoku, my favorite escape. Or whatever, okay, I'll give you one more I give you one more night's sleep or one more snooze. Do any of you use the snooze button? There was a time in my life I did never snooze. The alarm went, I got up, I jumped out of bed. Very different. Note to self. Note to self. I think I have to do a rhythmic. Every other day I jump out of bed. Every other day I get to snooze. Let's see what happens. Oh, Tatjana, do you have the discipline for that? I see what you're doing, Jacqueline. I see what you're doing. Aaron. All right. Where are we being slitheringly serpentine? So I slither my way out of my responsibilities back into my comfort zone, back onto the hot, warm stone, and I lay there until urgency, necessity, hunger gets me moving, and then I hunt. I wonder if a serpentine life form just doesn't evolve. It stays like that. It goes with pleasure until necessity calls it away from pleasure. Then it does what needs to be done. Then it goes back to pleasure. Necessity, do what needs to be done. Back to pleasure. That's a cycle. But maybe we transcend naturally if we understand the serpent, the body's life is like that. Rest, activity, rest, activity. Maybe the body itself doesn't need to meditate. My body has no need for me to sit and meditate. My body likes food, it likes sleep, it probably likes sex. I say probably because I don't know which part of me likes sex. I'm not sure it's my body or it's my spirit or my mind or my conglomerate of both, but my body itself, it has certain needs. It needs movement in this paradigm. In 5,000 years or 50,000 years, my body's needs may be very different. But today, the paradigm I live in, it needs movement, it needs rest, it needs water, it needs food, it needs caress, and it needs me. It needs a life force. It needs to survive, right? So if I say I'm leaving, it won't survive. I don't know, but that's what's not so easy to commit suicide, because the body has its own drive to survive. Interesting. I'm not exploring that one, but that's an interesting topic for another day. But the transcendence through the body means really honoring the body. For example, nervous system stress. The body needs to release stress. If we could just keep holding on to it, we're not doing it, we're hurting it. And then there's no chance for transcendence because we're locked. So we need to update the instincts. We need to know how to deal with the instinctual responses of the body when it goes into fight or flight. If we don't know how to deal with that, if we don't know how to heal that, now what is it that sits underneath? It's the yellow warrior. It's the medicine. In the wave spell of the red serpent, which is its own purpose here somehow, the white world bridger is the lunar tone. It's very significant. So as a body, it's natural for the body to know to let go. But if the mind interferes in the body's natural processes, and it can do so, and it does so, then the body gets out of balance. It gets out of whack. The body itself is a self-organizing mechanism, but it lives with us in it. So we have to understand this relationship we have with our body, and that we are, for the time being, one. Too much splitting of the atom isn't healthy. Too much fusion isn't either. So we have to find a healthy balance. Healthy balance. What does that mean? To me, that's like really skywalking, exploring my relationship with the body, the cosmic body, the cosmic life force, cosmic kundalini. The kundalini, when it rises, the bit of it that I've experienced, that I believe I've experienced, there needs to be core strength, which means the muscles around your spine, the nerves and muscles around the spine, the core strength. Your body is upheld, rooted like a tree, and stretched upward. That stretch opens up space, and that space allows energy to flow. but it needs the grounding. Otherwise, you take off like a hydrogen balloon. No good. Then you float around like, no, you can't. We do it all the time, but we're learning in the process. Too much grounding and you just sink, gravity just drags you down. You can see the examples of it, you may feel it in your own body. You have to manage both the upper and the lower, the extension, the stretch, and the grounding, stretching in both directions, grounding into the sky, skywalker. You have to make that space. The skywalker glyph, he has already lifted off the ground. There's that space. But at the same time, there is a part of him under the earth grounded. It's very, God, these glyphs are so multidimensional, it's unreal. Just the images of what they look like. And then the energy that can rise through that channel, it does need a physiological strength. It does require that the limbs, there's to be a tonus, but they have to relax. Tight shoulders can never allow Kundalini rising. That energy doesn't rise. What it does when it rises, what it does to the body, it probably unites. It would be cosmic human and cosmic serpent together, and maybe it's every cosmic archetype coming together when that happens. Who knows what is becoming Maya? What is when this whole system activates, the entire 20 seals and 13 tones, when all of it activates, or maybe all of it on tone 13. 20 times 13, 52. Strictly speaking, in 52 life years, you have activated not every one of these kins, because you only travel through 4 every year. 4, 13 times 4, that's 52 years. That's 52 years, 20 times 13. That's, of course, 260. I'm talking crap. What am I saying? So if we activate all 20 seals on their tone 13, we've activated the entire wave spell. All of 13 wave spells. All 20 wave spells. Because 13 includes it all. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm just having a thought that I haven't had before. Every consecutive number includes all the ones before. Always. So there's 1, the magnet. Then there's 2, it is 1 and 1 more. Then there's 3, it is 1 and the 1 and 1 more, 2 and then 3. That's what. And the 4 is the 1 and the 2 and the 3. And then it makes the 4. It's included, at least on a level of frequency. It has to be included because it's a progression. You can't skip. You can't go from 4 to 6. You have to go through 5. So we can talk linearity, but we're not talking time. We're talking progression. We're talking logic. We're talking a certain logical progression. When we understand this, we understand the creation process. It's really like it becomes predictive. Why could the Maya predict? Why could they understand so far into space? Why could they see? Who were they? Who brought the system onto Earth that is so advanced? We're looking into it like, in German we say something like pigs into clockworks, like, what are we like, I'm sitting here talking about this fully aware, like, I don't know nothing. I don't know anything about anything. But I'm human. I'm here. So I don't need to know anything about anything in order to be a successful human, right? Life knows everything about everything, and therefore I'm a part of it. I'm a part of the thing that knows everything about everything. The life force in me is active. I don't need to understand it. There's no need to understand how your car works. Just know how to drive. You need to know how to use it. We don't need to all be car mechanics. Well, it's nice if you can fix your own car. It's nice if you know a little bit, but it's totally fine if you don't. Go to a mechanic, let them do it, fine, get your car back, sort it. Get on with your business, because you're here for something other than fixing cars. You know what I mean? It's like if it's your joy, you can do it as a hobby. If it's your passion, you do it as a job. Then that is what you're here for. But each of us, I keep harping back on that for me, I see us in 50 years, we've changed the world. Every human that comes and gets to fulfill their purpose. And then some. We get to be transcendent humans. And then we will move into the cosmos. By then, we will thank Elon thank you for having prepared Mars as a launching platform for further space. We'll be like, yeah, we're ready now. Now we get it. Thank you. That was a mad time, but it was necessary. It shook up everything. It needed to shake up everything. It needed to shake up everything. The earth needed its quaking. Its quakes. The humanity needs their quakes. Quarks, quaking quarks, you know. Man, we are doing something that none of us know what we're doing here. I mean, like maybe some of us, yeah, but like we are. Just don't worry. Cryon gives a beautiful parable. It says the fish in a fish tank, to them, when the fish tank gets cleaned, they go into a state of panic because suddenly they're in a little class and there's water, everything is gone, the home is gone, the house is gone, everything, the lights are gone, everything changes and they're panicking. But they don't realize the fish tank person is cleaning the tank. So they have to let out all the water, take out the fish, take out everything, clean it all up, clean the glass. Maybe they're getting a bigger tank. And when that whole process is finished, that little fish gets placed back into the tank, and now voila, a whole new universe to explore, to skywalk. Can we have some faith? Solar dragon in this wave spell. Trust the sun, the intelligence of the sun out there. She is that nurturing light spirit. It's also within us. The divine inner light, the sun within, giving warmth, sustaining life. It is the center of the vital force. It's the sun that is the serpent's life force. It's the sun. It doesn't have to be known. The serpent isn't conscious of its life force. As a human, you may be, but you don't have to be. Just be. Just be. Understanding and knowing and things are there for fun. I mean, not necessary, but we need to be in flow. Feel it. The serpent doesn't know anything, but the serpent knows their flow. They know where they feel good. They know what feels good. They know what to hunt. They know what to do. And they're a very successful creature. They've been around. They're some of the oldest living beings on this planet. And, you know, there are these categories from, like, a serpent is not a mammal, so there's this evolution, but these reptilians, the reptiles, have been some of the very, very oldest life forms, and didn't they, like, yeah, and they too will at some point go extinct, but they've been around a long time. I think they've been around, haven't they been around during the dinosaur age? I don't know. Somebody answer that one. I should know, but I have forgot. So anyway, successful living is a lot easier than what we make it. But we still have this frontal cortex, which can instigate a lot of nonsense. But it's given us for some good reason, and we don't get given something to choose not to have it, I suppose. Anyway, it's not a punishment. Free will is not a punishment. We have to learn to use it, and then take flight, cosmic human. Whew. But today, Cosmic Serpent. Nix Cosmic Human. Forget about Cosmic Human. Cosmic Serpent, just like transcend through the body. We need to really get the body working perfectly. And we now have all this information on YouTube. Polyvagal theory, how to reset the nervous system, how to do it. It's so easy. It takes a few minutes. Reprogram the trauma out of our bodies. Somatic, somatic programming. The tools are there, the methods are there, and they're very simple to use, but they need to be used. If we're not using them, we're not using them. We're not benefiting from them if we're not using them. In the future, every human will use them. Like the way we're all brushing our teeth and keeping our teeth healthy. there are many cultures on this planet that don't do that, and look at their elderly without teeth in their mouths. It's of benefit. Dental health is of benefit to the human. I'd say that's a progressive benefit. So to be 158 years old and have all your original teeth, very good. So dental hygiene is only part of the equation. Releasing trauma from our body is another, because the trauma creates lines and timelines which lead through our teeth. And when we start losing teeth, it can be a symptom of an unhealed trauma. So, we need to learn that. And even if we have already passed the point of no return in our own lives, we will reincarnate, others will reincarnate, others will come, other humans will come, and we are changing the software for them. It's not just about us. We're a collective here. We're collective humanity. So we're doing the field work for the ones to come, who are our future ancestors. Even if I don't give birth to another human body, every human on this planet is my family. So all the future humans are my future ancestors, and all the past humans are my past ancestors. So everything of benefit to them I will do that I can in my power to do, and learning the reprogramming, learning these tools, understanding them, feeding the field with my vision of a human that is fully functioning, optimally functioning, has full capacity of their mind, full capacity of their body, full functioning, beautiful sexuality, if chosen, functioning teeth, functioning everything, healthy, vital, able to choose when to live and when to die, able to be cooperative, blah, 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 and maybe starfaring, then that's, I'm going to hold that vision. That's the eagle in me that upholds that vision. Freedom, liberated human, free from bondage, free from karmic bondage. We make mistakes, we course correct, we apologize, we are humble, we forgive each other, because we know nobody does anything out of ill intent. We are healed species. We are a healed species. We no longer need to abuse other beings, because for what? What would we do that for? What would we need to do that for? No need for that. That is part of the pathology that we're still displaying. But we will not display that forever. We are healing that. That's my vision of the future. And I'm sticking to that. I am sticking to that. So, how long has it been? An hour seems to be my comfort zone. But I'm quitting this now. I'm not taking us through. Well, the eagle is it's the antipode of the serpent. The vision creates mind. So, they belong together. This feathered serpent is part of the feathered serpent is the cosmic human, I think, something like that. It's like the transcendence lets us be the feathered serpent. When mind and body unite and work together in mutually beneficial complementary relationship, they don't merge to become one, but they act as one. They merge and they function as a unity. Each gets their own needs met. They're still a separate thing, but they act as unity. The way your spirit, our spirit, mind, body, emotions is each a separate kind of thing, but it acts in unison. And that's transcendence. And we also transforming in parts and in aspects, and we whatever, but that's transcendence. And the warrior is an integral part of the serpent, fearlessly questioning and intelligence. The feathered serpent is an intelligent being. The cosmic human is an intelligent being. The artificial human is an intelligent being. We do well to trust intelligence. Trust intelligence. Everything that we have done, everything we're programming, even the AI, comes from our own unintelligence. I'm going to say it. I'm going to call a spade a spade. That is just, I'm sorry, but that's stupidity. That is like using AI to war, to spy, to hurt one another, to set up control programming to so that we can use it for our own advantage and do others in. That's going to leave the planet. That is going to absolutely leave the planet. That has no more space here. We are caught. I'm on a timeline. We are creating a timeline. You can choose it. You can choose your timeline where that is a part of the planet, or you choose a timeline where it isn't. I don't know how it works. For me, that's the vision I uphold, because I totally believe in it. Nothing else makes sense. What we're doing right now doesn't make sense. Are we evolving? We're not. We're killing each other. We're staying in a loop of stupidity, instead of actually using the resources to get every human into its full empowerment, and then seeing what together in cooperative, mutually beneficial cooperative relationships, what we're going to get up to. Absolute brilliance, keeping us down, keeping any other humans down, so that we can have cheap holidays in India and Thailand, so they all got to keep their currencies low, and we got to repress Africa because they have all the resources we need, keep them warring each other so we can move in there and just exploit the land and blah, 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 blah. I mean, please, come on, stop it. Corruption, it's just such a low frequency. It's a game, it's fun for a while. I'm glad we're playing it because we need to. But it'll be good when we have it as memory. It'll be good when we know, like, we've been there, we've done that, like, oh my, that was crazy. And we're going to see other civilizations on other planets. They're going to go through that because it's a part of the loop, and blah, and blah, and blah. But, losing my microphone. For us, and we can practice it. Hello. We can practice it. Spirit is saying, shut the fuck up. Stop. Shh, 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 shh. We can practice it in our own lives. Okay, today is not the day, because today we are cosmic body, cosmic life force, cosmic transcendent present. Presence is everything on this day. Presence is be present with everything that is. I always ask myself, presence. Who or what am I supposed to be present with? What the fuck does presence mean? And when there are too many moving parts, and my mind has too many thoughts, I'm like, am I supposed to be present with the plant over there, with my breath, with the order of reality? Am I supposed to think? And then I'm already out. But I'm present with being out. So I'm present. It's fine. Oh boy. All right. Because the wizard is the analog kin today. Presence. Very nice to have presence on the Cosmic Serpent. Double presence. Double powered presence. And we're guided by the red moon. Flow. Universal water. Feeding, guiding universal life flow, universal life force. It's not universal life force, but whatever. If I said the sun is life, is what feeds or gives or nurtures, or is the universal universal fire is life force, and it's guided by universal water. So it all forms this synthesis. It synthesizes the Cosmic Serpent into its flow. That's why they are such a successful life form. Their serpents are such a successful life form. They've been around for so long. God, get that. Biology, earth, the earth itself, our biology, everything, it's successful. We are a success story. And even anytime a species goes extinct, that doesn't mean it wasn't a successful story. It's just like, okay, time for something new. That's fine. It's not a problem. We are not a problem. We are not a cancer on the planet. We are in part cancerous in our actions and our beings, but we will heal that. We will evolve, transcend. Indeed. Aho. Aho.